Hey guys,
Hi everybody.
this is Jones the Journey. I'm Nathan.
I'm
Betty.
Betty.
And this is sort of a real-time update within a week or two. We wanted to let you know we are down in Florida, and in the process of getting down here, we have had an issue with our trailer. So we're going to explain that to you, and it has caused us some serious runarounds and problems and
Concerns.
yeah,
a lot of concerns.
A lot of concerns. One thing, since COVID and shortages with supplies and whatnot, and massive shortages on help,
Yes.
getting an RV into a shop is
It's not easy.
No.
It's
Right
not
now,
easy at all.
here in Orlando area, they are booking out in November.
Yes, of this year,
yes.
November.
And even up in Jersey, in some places where where our kids are, it's still in Jersey. So that has caused us no little concern. It's caused us some great concern because of the issue we have. And traveling with the issue we have has become a bigger problem. So we are making some changes, just like we have made changes to our name.
Bigger changes.
We are
making
well, I don't know if it's bigger changes or smaller changes.
It's bigger changes.
It's a big change for us. But we're not going to tell you yet. You got to come back and see what it is.
First, we're going to tell you what happened.
Yes.
We were driving down the interstate.
Yes.
Coming to Florida.
Be careful of the roads, guys, especially when you're towing a trailer or a fifth wheel, because as you get a dip in the road, even at slow speeds, listen, we were only doing 60 miles an hour because of traffic, and
we weren't even doing 60. We
came to a bridge, and right in front of the bridge was a little bit of a dip in the road from the bridge, and we hit that dip, and because of that, it bounced the truck and the trailer, and it just did one of these things,
like a wave going down the road.
And even though we've hit bumps like that before at higher speeds, maybe not quite that hard of a bump, but we really haven't had any issues. But this time it caused an issue. We discovered it a little bit further down the road.
For those of you who have fifth wheel campers with front slides,
yes,
over the hitch area, you're going to want to pay attention.
Yes. If you have a newer camper, you will notice that they have a piece of molding that's 4 or 5 inches, whatever. And what that is underneath your slide, and what that is a stress relief point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And for just
the
that
reason that we are talking to you now.
We had one of those. Okay. But
they don't always work
as
way
intended.
The manufacturers want them to. Sometimes there is an issue that the stress relief cannot fix.
Right.
And
cannot handle.
We happen to have that issue
kind
now.
Of an issue. So
we're going to pause it for a second.
And we're going to come back and show you.
We're going to show you what we're talking about.
As best we can. All right. All right. All right. So here's what happened. As we were going down the road, now when we first got this trailer, we had a stress relief right here, and there was a piece of molding on it. And you can see it was about 3 inches, 4 inches.
We lost the molding on the road.
Yes. And then we hit that bump, and that happened. Now I know I have it all taped up and everything, and that's to keep it from getting wet inside, but it cracked all the way down
the stress relief,
and it cracked so hard that it pulled.
This is cracked.
Yep, this is cracked
right through the fiberglass and right along.
They pulled this up out of the molding all the way down into here. So we tried to repair it as best we could. We took it apart a little bit, put it back in there. I put a couple of screws in it to hold it, and we actually got further down the road. We got down in here to Orlando. We were able to have our time here in Orlando. We actually went out to Texas. We went up to Waco. We went to down to San Antonio where we did something new for us. And then coming back from San Antonio to here, actually went down to Mission, Texas, Donna, Texas, met up with some friends of ours. Hey, Sandy and Reggie, and Bob and
Joyce.
Sorry, Joyce. I'm bad with names, guys. Anyways, but coming back from there to here in Orlando.
Keep in mind, all of the traveling we did was after consulting several professionals.
Yes.
Who said that as long as it was sealed, no further damage would happen,
and
that we were okay to tow with the camper with that crack.
Yes, because we checked to see if it was frame crack or not, frame issue or not, and when you put it on a truck, it really didn't move at all. So it didn't seem to be a frame issue. So we came back. We came over into Mississippi. We actually stopped, and when we stopped at Mississippi, everything was fine. And then we
at the Mississippi Welcome Center.
Yep,
right over the border.
And we came out of the Mississippi Welcome Center, and just a few miles down the road, I noticed that the front of the slide had come out to about here. So immediately we pulled over, and I panicked and freaked out a little bit. We were able to push it in a little bit and to draw it in with the motor, push it out a little bit and draw it back in. And then we proceeded to go down to a campground that we had stayed at before, just a couple of miles down the road, and park and try to get a hold of a service tech or somebody to come out and look at it to see if it was a bigger issue than it was. After trying to get a hold of several different people and finally getting a hold of someone, they couldn't fix it for us, but they gave us some helpful hints, on how to make sure the slide didn't come back out as we came further down the road. We figured try to get to Orlando because we had a reservation here for a couple of weeks, and maybe get somebody to look at it, come in and fix it.
Safely, to get us down the road to a larger shop safely, was to brace the slide so it would not come out. So we had 2 2x4s. We bought one 2x4 at a local home center. They were kind enough to cut it to fit for the dimensions that we needed. So there are 2 pieces on this side. There are 2 pieces on the other side. They said that would help us brace the slide so it would not slide out during travel. And we had called the repair shop here in Orlando to see about getting it in. Had somebody who was going to come out and look right at everything while we were parked here. And we'll tell you what he said in a second.
Hey, we're back. So go ahead.
When we got into the campsite here in Orlando, the gentleman who came out to look at everything literally got out of his car, walked over and went, "You guys may have a frame issue now."
So we got a hold of a place up in New Jersey, and we were able to actually get an appointment the first part of April. But since we couldn't get there till April, we decided to spend some time here and relax and enjoy. And we can still use the kitchen, and we just have to squeeze through.
Luckily, our table there is on a swivel.
Yep.
So it literally pushes out of the way. You can get into the kitchen, and it pushes back.
Yep. Sink still works, all that stuff.
Everything works.
So he suggested to us
except
that,
the dishwasher.
Yeah, we can't get to the dishwasher,
Can't
which
get in the
no
dishwasher.
big deal. He suggested to us to contact Lippert because it's a Lippert frame. And if it's a frame issue, the frame has a longer warranty than the rest of the trailer. And as we're second owners, definitely.
Which we did.
We did, and Lippert is very good, folks.
Wonderful.
Let me tell you. They got right back to us. They got on the phone with us. They sent us some emails.
Their customer service is phenomenal.
100%. And they gave us, we had to answer some questions, take some pictures, and do a couple of measurements. And in the process of doing the measurements tell them if there's a frame problem.
Or if it's something else.
If it's something else, yes.
And what we learned from all of that was that it was probably a sidewall issue, not a frame issue.
Correct.
So although the camper is safe to tow, it's going to continue cracking the fiberglass and the wall all the way up.
Yeah, and bumps we hit could be disastrous.
Doing more damage.
And what happened is, because the wall popped out more, it has a Schwintek motor and gear on for that slide, and
it's come out of the track.
It's come out of the track, so it couldn't move.
So there's no way to move the slide, and
Correct.
the slide is free moving.
Correct.
If you're going somewhere,
nothing to hold it
unless
there.
It's braced.
Right, and now that it's braced, it's okay. We can go down the road with it, but there's no guarantee that it's not going to hit a bounce and blow out the whole sidewall or something.
Right.
So
Lippard's suggestion was to reach out to Forest River in Columbus, because
it's a Forest River.
That's who makes the camper, and they wanted to see if perhaps there was something they could do. Unfortunately,
because we're second owners and it is 4 years old,
there is no warranty on the sidewall that Forest River or Columbus would actually be able to assist with repairing.
Correct.
And even trying to get it into a shop, it was not going to happen.
Yep. And for us to stay down here until the shop was open is not on our agenda.
Not in the itinerary.
Not unless we wanted to stay and maybe start working for Disney again, which you won't have to twist my arm too far to do that.
It was touch and go for a little while.
But we do have plans for the summer and the winter.
But there was another option.
Yep.
That we did choose to go to.
The gentleman that was here, he says the other thing you could do is contact where you sold it, or where you bought it from.
Where you bought it.
Sorry, who sold it to you.
And for us, that was Lazy Days out of Tampa.
And so, as Paul Harvey used to say,
tune in later for the rest of the story.
The rest of the story. Catch us next week, and you will find out the rest of the story. Thanks for joining us. If you like the video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and ring the bell so you know when we post another video. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and Instagram, and be safe out there, and we'll catch you on the road.
And remember, when you're wandering, wander with a purpose.
And remember this too, guys. Look,
God's got it all in his control.
Yes. RVing is just the same as anything else. You have problems. They're bumps, literally,
it's not
bumps
all
in the road.
Roses and strawberries and...
So remember that, okay? And this is a bump in the road. Literally, it was a bump in the road. But it's just it's another part of the journey. So,
bye.
We'll see you later. Have a good day and safe travels.